Hello neighbor, this is Curt with eTrailer, and today we're going to take a look at the Benton LittleShift Bike Rack on our 2025 Nissan Rogue. Now if you've had any experience with this bike rack, or if you have questions after watching this video, go ahead and leave those in the comments below. We'll have to take those and share them with our other neighbors to help them make the best decisions for themselves. Now the Benton LittleShift is the perfect bike rack if you're looking for something that's just really easy to keep on the vehicle and is versatile enough to be used with just about any bike style. It has an 80-pound weight capacity, so that'll help you out if you have an e-bike. And because the back wheel cup can tilt, it'll accommodate a lot of different size wheelbases as well. It's a 3-point of contact, so you have 2 ratcheting wheel straps, 1 on each wheel. We also have this arm and hook that can be wheel mounted as you see it is today, but if you have a bike with fenders, you can actually remove this, shift it over to the frame, and now we can frame mount it as well. One of the things about this rack as far as how it fits the Rogue is that it does sit very close to the vehicle. We actually have a pretty large frame bike on here today. It's got a wide 15-inch handlebar, and we are very close here to the back of the vehicle. One of the things that I have to be conscious of is pedal placement. If the pedals are too low to the bumper, they're not going to clear that, so getting the pedal up here around the license plate is where you're going to have the most room. And as far as these wider 15-inch handlebars, if we're on a really bumpy road, it comes really close to the back windshield, but if you hit a really good bump, I'd be a little worried about it actually contacting this. So if you've got handlebars that are 15 inches or wider, that's something you're going to want to be really conscious of when it comes to this bike rack on your Rogue. So as far as visibility goes, there are going to be some obstructions back here. You're going to have pretty good visibility, well, other drivers rather are going to have really good visibility of your taillights. You are going to have some obstruction on your license plate and your rear view camera. So we do want to be conscious of all of that. Obviously, we're going to gain a lot of that back when we remove the bike. And in order to do that, we're first going to detach our wheel straps. And lastly, we're going to remove our arm, and we can just pull that up and move that out of the way there. Now we're free to simply remove our bike and either store it or hit the trail. So with the bike removed, as you can see, we have complete visibility in all of those spots that we were worried about before. However, it is a good idea to know just how much room this is taking up in the back. So from the bumper to the furthest part, which is probably about this button or this point right here, we're at 14.5 inches. So just bear that in mind in case it's not visible in your rear view camera. There is going to be a little more than a foot added to your bumper back here. And as far as ground clearance goes, we're at about just a little under 13 inches off the ground. And because that doesn't stick out too far, I'm not really too worried about this bottoming out on any steep inclines or driveways. However, it is something that we should be aware of. Some of the added features while we're down here on the bike rack is that it does have its own anti-rattle hitch pin. So that's going to really help reduce the amount of vibration we're getting back here. And anytime that we're using a hitch accessory, I always recommend that you also pick up the eTrailer anti-rattle hitch collar. With these two combined, we now have no movement inside the hitch receiver with our shank. Everything is really solid. You really should get no bad vibration coming through this bike rack at all. And also while we're here, I want to mention this particular part. This can be used as a step up if you need to get up on the roof for anything, any extra gear or anything like that. Or if you wanted to use it as somewhere just to have a seat after your ride is done, take a break, it's there for you to do that as well. So the Benton LittleShift is great for you if you're looking for a single bike carrier that you don't really have to add and remove every time you want to take your bike out. I think the Benton LittleShift is a great pick for you and your 2025 Nissan Rogue. I'm Curt with eTrailer. Thanks for stopping by.